Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more. In this episode, Digby Ioane joins me to share more about his life and some lessons he's learned along the way. So Digby is a former professional rugby union player. He played for the Australian national side, the Wallabies, and also has played all around the world in France, Japan, and Australia, to name a few. Famously won the 2011 Super Rugby title with the Queensland Reds. I was at that game and it was a bloody screamer of a match against the Canterbury Crusaders, which is who he played with as well. Now, in this conversation, Digby shares what it was like growing up to play rugby, his relationships with his parents and how incredible they were, and being the backbone to allowing him to live the dream life. Talks about not being a shit bloke, finding your purpose, and really getting clear on who you want to be as an individual and as a man. But also just enjoying life, like talking about how beautiful life is when we can be present. There's so much gold in this podcast. I took away so much from this conversation. I'm very grateful to have had Diggs on the show, so you guys can learn from someone who has reached the pinnacle in a chosen field, and everything that Digby talks about, you can implement it into your own life in your own way, and he's such a brilliant individual. So make sure you get out your pen and paper and get ready to take some notes, because I know you'll definitely relate to a lot of this. And guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button and share the show. The show doesn't grow without you guys. Every time you share it on your social media, it reaches new people's eyes, and we get to impact them with the episodes and the incredible guests that we have on here. So I truly appreciate for that, and don't forget to tag us at Lachlan Stuart and at the Man That Can Project. But that's enough from me. Let's dive into this incredible episode with Digby Ioane.
You're listening to the Man That Can Project with Lachie Stuart, a global movement created to empower men and open up what's really going through their minds by having real and raw conversations about life's unique challenges and our individual ways of processing it all. Welcome to the Man That Can Project.
Okay, welcome back to the Man That Can Project podcast. I'm your host, Lachie Stuart, and today we have an exciting guest, Digby Ioane. Mate, great to have you here.
No, honoured to be here.
Mate, I've watched you for a long time on the footy field, and I know there's going to be guys from all around the world who watched you guys, especially 2011, light it up, and I still always think about that crossfield kick from Quade, and then you just burning down like that. That's just like my go-to memory. That was risky, but paid off.
Mate, Quay still gives me crap about it. But that was off a turnover. I was so tired, and he just kicks the ball, in our try line. And what do you do? But Ben Lucas should have caught that pass, but I should have passed it earlier.
Mate, still some wild stuff. But, mate, you've had a pretty incredible life, and we caught up on the phone the other day, and, 2 years into retirement, there were so many things that you shared, which I'm looking forward to diving into. But, people, as I was saying to you when we spoke the other day, because you've been in the media so much, people probably have an idea of who you are as a person. They've made up their minds around that, and it's cool to be able to provide a platform for you to really get to know you as an individual and what it was like for you through your career, but also, with what you're doing now with the back three. Yeah. And life after footy as well, which is pretty cool. But, mate, take us back to, obviously footy was a big part of your life for a long period of your life so far.
Yep.
What was it like living the professional?
I treated it like it was normal. As a lot of people know, I'm from Melbourne. I first started playing rugby when Dad introduced me, and went to Terrace on a scholarship, and it started when I got an academy with the Reds, and my first contract was with the Western Force, where I was grateful to grab whatever opportunity was out there, and that's where I had to make my mark. I love the game, playing rugby. I just want to prove to myself and also to the selectors that I'm here to make a name for myself.
Yeah, that was awesome. Was it always something that you wanted to do growing up, like be a professional footy player?
All I wanted to do when I was like 10 or 8 was be better than my older brothers.
Yes,
because Dad, if you were the man, or the golden child, like you always be Daddy's boy. But I think for myself was just trying to prove to my older brothers that I can play rugby, and everything just all connected. I think and we were talking about my old man, how he doesn't speak English. And he's been in Australia for how long? Like over 30 years. And for myself as well, like I don't really speak Samoan, but I sort of understand it. But that was the only way that I can connect with my old man is, if there was a rugby ball or if there was a game, mate, he was on the side, having this rugby language, and we were bond. It's amazing what rugby can do.
Mate, when you were saying that, I was blown away because it obviously highlights that love is deeper than language,
100%,
first and foremost. But like how crazy it is that your dad was in the country for 30 years and you just had that bond through footy. Like couldn't speak English and you couldn't speak Samoan, so the dialect was sport. Like that's
it. All comes down to just having that connection with me old man. Like he was on that showed me rugby, and he ended my rugby. Like he passed away 2 years ago, and that's where I said, you know what, Dad's not here. What do you do? And that's where I went on the road of soul searching, trying to find out who am I as apart from rugby. What do I want in life? What's my drive? What's my purpose now? So I went through. I did get lost when Dad passed away. I think that's normal though. But it's a bit hard when you lose. You got to lose someone to understand what's ahead. And you just got to appreciate life.
Yep.
As it goes on.
Up until that point, had you been thinking about like giving footy away, or was it just like because it was such a special thing for you and your dad? Was that really what helped you start going, right? I need to think about who I am.
Yeah, like I love rugby. I don't miss the physical thing. I miss the moments.
Yeah.
The times, the relationship I've had with a lot of people, like just connecting, even playing with the classic Wallabies. Like we had a court session after the change room, and we had Nathan Sharp, and you do miss those moments, just being around with your old mates. But and that it's the same with my old man. Once he passed away, it's like, what do you do? It's no more phone calls.
Yeah.
Even though I'm in Japan or in Paris, I'm always calling my old man, and it's just so weird how I speak to him. I try and speak Samoan. It's broken English. broken Samoan. He tries to speak English. I understand him though.
Yeah.
But it was just a great feeling just to explain to your old man, rugby, it's great. And just have the father and son bond.
He would have been so proud as well of what you achieved there. Like,
oh mate, he loved rugby.
Yeah.
My mum told me he'll watch all my old games. You could record on Foxtel. He would just watch like 10 years or 5 years of that same game. And when Stan came on this year, I was telling my old lady, they watch all the old games. Imagine if my old man imagine if the old man was like, he would be like analysing all the games, even though I'm bloody retired.
Far out. That's such a cool thing. It's awesome to see how the technology's changed in the world. That's for sure.
Like every day is changing. So.
What was it like being a part of 2011 when you won the Super 15? Like that's what first and foremost, I grew up wanting to play like professional, and then like to obviously win and be the elite of the elite in the competition. What was that experience like for you?
Mate, probably the best feeling. There's a guy named Sean Hardman. In 2009, he's a hooker. He was a captain back then, and he retired. I think 2010. He was one of the guys, the older senior guys, because I was going to go to Japan.
Oh, back in 2010.
In nine or 8. I signed with the Reds. But he's probably one of the older guys that told me, you can make a difference if you stay here.
Yeah.
He was telling me, imagine if you won it. You're going to remember these moments. And, mate, he wasn't wrong about it. And then you had someone like Robbie Deans.
Yeah.
He will fly over from Sydney to come meet my parents. But these are the people you want around. They're loyal people. But at the end of the day, you got to make that choice, and you got to find your purpose and drive. Why I'm gonna play for this club and also represent Australia. So I had good guys around, and they were honest.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find people around, like they probably want to know you for a little while, or not so much. Just be a good mate. But I caught up with him last week, and I told him, I said, no, you know what, I'll be honest with you, Sean. It was great. Back in 2008, we had this long chat, and he goes, I didn't know that. I said, no. I was having a good season. I think I got Player of the Year for the Reds, and he was one of the guys that actually told me you'll be remembered by winning the Super 12
or whatever
4,
it was.
Yeah. So, and I took that on board. I was pretty serious. What goals to be set, and how to get there. So, thanks, Sean.
The man, Sean.
The man.
What was it like because there's a lot of aspiring, there's people from all around the world that listen to this that are aspiring to be elite at what they do. And I know when we spoke the other day, and we'll talk about the financial lessons that you learnt and the brilliance of your mum helping you, but you can doesn't matter where you are or what profession, you can set yourself up. But obviously with every bit of extra responsibility, there's obviously greater risk and greater reward. So playing professional, being in the media, what was that like as a young fella? Like, did you feel the pressure? Did you get, I guess, mentorship around how to act and behave in public? Because, we see the footy players, and not just footy, but all sports stars, some handle it really well. Others are constantly in the news for the wrong reasons. Like,
I think my mum stayed. She was a great mum. Grounded me. Like, you do. Life is about making mistakes, but you have to learn from it. Like, you got to take away, geez, is this good? But some people take advice, some people go through the experience. I like to do it both ways or not. If I do it, just little things like going out and coming late, you learn from that. But I think mum was great as in understanding how to spend your money.
Yep.
A lot of people have these things with they love shoes or having boats that they'll appreciate their hard work. For me, it was cars. I love cars. I was being especially when Fast and the Furious came out.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Mate, everyone wanted a Honda Civic back then. So Mum understood that, like that was my thing. But she was really strict with money. So she'll put me on a budget. She still does put me on a budget. But now I understand the bigger picture as I got older. She, when I got my first contract, she goes, son, just go enjoy life. And then the second year, she just took over. She went and bought some properties.
Yep.
Which I'm really grateful to today. Because, mate, you don't get that education. Like at school, they don't teach you, they teach you how to get the best job, but how do you invest?
Yeah, what do you do with it?
There's no one to teach you, and once you do get those someone to teach you how to spend it, they'll take you for a ride.
Yeah,
those financial planners. Like I've been through a lot with paying the tax man. Like trying to run. I won't name him, but he thought it was a great idea to run it through my nephews and trying to run my tax. A year after they finished, and it was through Monty as well because I was looking after. I was the one that bought him from Melbourne, So I was his guardian.
Yep.
And just to run my tax of my nephews, but they finished school, started work, and the taxman came knocking on my door, goes, mate, you earn 70K. So I went and told my old mate, where he does all my tax and everything. The only thing he said to me was, sorry, mate, I forgot. And I'm like...
He doesn't give a shit about you.
That's what I mean. And that's where a lot of guys need to do their research, who they got, what are you expecting? You can't trust someone that with your money because they will take you for a ride. But I'll love to name him, but I don't want to be. I'm not that guy. Yeah. I've learned from that. I take away the learning. You just can't trust people, and that's where Mum learned as well. So she dealt with it. But life moves on, and I'm happy where I'm at the moment.
That's the thing, like life. Whether we have a whole heap of awesome experiences and equally, there's some bad ones like getting a 70 grand tax bill.
Yeah, but that's something, and it wasn't, okay, I'm not going to say I got done.
Yep.
But I blame myself. I should have done more research.
Yeah.
Trust this guy. I should have paid more attention to it. And Mum was getting the hang of it, but she just didn't understand the trust tax, the lower bracket, because a lot of people think, especially Islanders, once you get like 800,000 or a mil, everyone thinks, yes, I'm rich. That's only your gross. You don't understand your net. What is my net?
Yeah.
I didn't understand net when I went overseas.
Yeah.
They said, well, that money is going in my pocket. Yes, that is in your pocket. I said, wow.
Yes.
What do you do? Like, you get all this money, but it's like, why did I live in Australia?
Yeah.
Like, still people don't know what's their net.
Yeah.
Like you could say, yeah, he's on 1.2, but I really want to see how much it goes in your pocket.
Yeah, because you could get tax exorbitant.
Get smashed by tax.
Yeah, which is crazy. And but that's, I think it portrays, athletes and people who do well in any profession as high rollers, and especially now social media. Like people portray such a unrealistic lifestyle, and they might be getting $400 a week, but they're posting nice cars, and
that's the side of society these days. With the generation now, it's about the luxury life. Everyone likes to look and likes to compare themselves. I think you just keep it simple. Is people buying some flashy cars and just eating expensive. Some people can't do that, but they still do it. But really deep inside, they broke. But I don't judge. It's for them to learn. Can you do that in the next 10 years? But, everyone has their own journey.
Yeah, exactly.
I see my nephews do that, a lot of my mates, but I don't talk bad because everyone has to go through it to understand that.
Exactly. And that's what I think that perspective that you hold is perfect, but so many of us are quick to judge other people, but it's like, don't throw stones if your own house is fucking a pigsty, which most people are, right?
Yeah, so that's the life though. Everyone likes to judge and we like to compare, to make my ego feel better. If I say to you, how many houses you got? You go, yeah, oh man, I got like 10. But that makes me feel good. But I think that's normal in life, We love to compare to make you feel like you're somebody, but really you're just boosting up your own ego.
It was like you were saying the other day, like how you're super competitive, right? And it was a brilliant thing, but also challenging. I think the comparison, like talking about houses, like it can either cripple you because you're like, fuck, I'm not doing well enough, or I need more houses, or you can look at it and go, fair play to you, like that's awesome, now I can learn from you, right?
Yeah.
But when you were saying like throughout your rugby career, like you were insanely competitive where you couldn't switch off after a game and just enjoy.
Mate, I'm so glad that Mum took care of my off-field stuff, just paying bills and doing a lot of things. But I really struggled with just playing. I told you Saturdays or Sundays, whenever I was playing, after that game at night, I couldn't sleep. And that's where I struggled in. I couldn't sleep, where you try and picture in your mind, where could I have done any better? But you can't, because it's the past now. But I was one of those blokes that I will cry after the games. I'll try and find a spot or go to the toilet and just dial my mum's number. But if I couldn't get in contact with her, I would just sit there and start crying. But that's a thing that that me and my mum knows. It's just I don't know what it is. Could say it's mental health or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's where I sort of got lost in what's good anymore. Like I'll get man on the match one game. I'm calling my mum, pouring my eyes. But she was the only one that could say to me, son, it's all right, you played a good game, and then it would just disappear. But if I didn't hear from her, geez, it would be a long night or a long 2 nights not hearing from her. Everyone thinks I'm normal, but deep inside I'm hurting, thinking, geez, I should have, I could have passed that. Oh, man, what did I miss that tackle?
Yeah.
But you got to learn how to switch off straight after the game. There's always next week, so you got to just understand. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Just move on. Next week. Don't look at your good highlights or what you did. Look at the things you didn't do well. So I struggled bad.
I think it's important to highlight that. Like, there's a lot of people, once again, who, from how the media has portrayed you or just watch you on TV, like you're a strong, fast, talented footballer, but then like after the game, I would have an idea that you'd be going to smash some 4S gold tins or whatever. But it's like,
could you imagine how many guys feel the way that I do? If you're very competitive, they will turn to alcohol or prescription drugs.
Yeah.
But well, with mum, it was just that she had to be beside me no matter what. Like if I was even just a normal club game or playing for Australia, it was the same thing because you get so competitive in a way. I want to be the best player.
So good that you had such a positive outlet rather than, like you said, turn into prescription drug or recreational drugs or alcohol to try and get away from it, and it sort of helped calm you through that.
But everyone goes through it. Even like I first experienced Valium when I was shitting myself against Brian O'Driscoll. Never had. I think it was I even remember 2009. I think or 8. A lot of the guys go, mate, you're playing against Brian O'Driscoll. I'm like, shit.
All time.
And I was my first time. I was centers with Quake Hooper.
Yeah.
So he was playing 12, and I'm thinking in my head, mate, this guy, mate, I'm playing the best in the world. But one of the docs gave me a Valiant, and that like calmed me down. But I don't know what it was, but next day, all I wanted to do was take his head off. So I gave it to him. He dropped the ball. Drew Mitchell scored. I just did one of those. I just did like a Samoan tackle through my whole body. Went missing the whole game.
Yeah.
Went missing the whole game. Last try, it was just a rush defense. I'll take the blame. But I had Quade rushed up and Brian rushed as well, so he took that channel inside, and I had the wing behind, so I got mixed up. Oh, geez, see what I take. But I thought Brian would take because I gave him a good shot, scored the winning try, and it was a draw.
Fuck.
Yeah, but what do you do? Yeah. But then I'm on the phone with mum. I think I stuffed this up. But yeah, man, that was just that was something. That was a moment, but to me, that wasn't a great moment because I let the guys down. If he didn't score that try, we would have won the Grand Slam.
Yeah, but once again, hindsight's a beautiful thing, and there's a lot of people who you can't always be on. Like as human beings, like we portray, and the media does a great job of going, Digby, you're playing for the Wallabies or you're playing for whoever. Like you got to be 100% all the time, and it doesn't take into effect. No one ever talked about what you were talking about, how you were after the game, or even the nervousness prior.
Oh man, no, it's weird. Like you got to understand, media's there to trying to sell, trying to make. Because if they don't sell, they'll probably lose their job. But you just try and stay away from social media. Yep. My old mate Quade loves the social media. He loves Twitter. But that's him though. That's what he loves doing. I'm not the best guy at social media because it just puts a lot of pressure on yourself. So I just sort of stay away from it. But I think you can use it in a way. It's good for business, I think.
Yeah.
It's great for business because everything's run by social media, but I think you just can't take it too serious.
Yep.
When I went to Paris, I thought, man, I was untouchable. Yeah, let's take a photo in Paris. This is me. But at the end of the day, it's like, is that worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a waste of time.
It's once again, it's that whole growth experience. I unfortunately am super reliant on social media for the podcast,
100%,
for business, which is like, I think about it. What would I be doing if I didn't have that? Like, because I don't have all the properties.
But this is the life. This is the next generation. This is the next big thing now.
But there's also the drawbacks where you're like, fuck, got to get on social media again. I don't care what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be focused on what I'm doing, or even the people that I care about. But as soon as you see other stuff, that comparison jumps in. You see someone getting engaged or someone buying a new house or a new car, and you're like, fuck, I don't know.
but that's a life though. It's everyone's on their own journey, but you just got to stay in your own lane.
Yeah,
just keep it simple.
100%.
And if you go through it, everyone goes through material things. Some of the things I have, I hate looking at the photos. I delete it. I just go, jeez, Diggs, I can't believe you did that. Taking photos of those cars. Are you stupid? But you delete it because, that's a part of life. You learn from it, you grow. You just look back, you go, man, I can't believe I actually did that.
We all make mistakes, man. Like,
you're not perfect. If life was perfect, I think our lives would be boring.
Yeah. What do you wish, like I know you said the other day you wouldn't change a thing, but like, what do you wish you learnt from a younger age that may have helped you through your career or just life in general? Like whether it be around helping your mindset or how you were after games, prior to games, or?
I wouldn't change anything, but I will change just people I've hurt.
Yeah.
And that's with relationships. I used to think, I used to tell mum all the girls are the same. But in reality, it was me. I was the problem. And I'll take that. And I'm still ringing up people apologising. I'm so sorry. I was being a real prick back then.
Yeah.
And, no, I would change that 100%. Just don't be a shit bloke to girls. Just have that respect. If you could love someone or love yourself or whatever, experience or respect yourself, you can do it to other people. So
yeah.
Oh, and that was a learning experience. But man, I've hurt a lot of girls in my past days. But I apologize to them.
I think a lot of people are quick to judge from that, and having a similar experience there. It's like when you get put into that spotlight and you get the money, and no one coaches you or teaches you the things that maybe or even warns you about it, really. Like, because you don't care. You're seeing all the numbers and the media. It's like, I'm invincible.
Yeah.
And people, like girls potentially are like, they're loving you. You're getting all this attention, and all of a sudden you just feel like you're fucking bulletproof, man.
It's temptation, man.
Yeah.
It's everyone. A lot of guys can't handle that thing. But what do? Like, you feel like you're a god.
Yeah.
You will learn as you get older, understand the values, what you want in life. But I think the key thing for me now was trying to understand who am I, what's my purpose in life, what do I want to leave this world, once I'm gone.
Yep.
Like, what's the legacy there? Like, I just don't want to be just a rugby player. Like, I have a child he turns 3 this Friday, but awesome. Having him, he was a game changer. And I just want to, once I leave this world, I just want to do a lot of things. So when he, grows up and once he's my age, I want him to understand when he's feeling down, things I could do. If your dad did this, I want him to do it better.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. Like, just trying to do so many things and trying to be remembered. What did I do in my time when I was on this earth?
That's awesome that you're thinking outside of just being a rugby player and
100%
being a role, because we should always be trying to improve on the generation before us, and that's not as a world as a whole, but everyone's family dynamics are different, and what your parents' skill sets or jobs or the I guess closeness of the family is all different. So it's like, okay, well, how do I make that better for my family and for them going for what didn't I like about my upbringing, and the mistakes that I made, and how can I share that with, with your son or with your children in general, and, own it. Like, there's a lot of people who have done a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
I know plenty, myself included, but there's people who just ignore it. And then there's people like yourself and myself as well who admit that. And, if we could go back and do things differently, we would, but unfortunately we can't.
You can't. You just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
What do you do? You can't change your past, but you can change it right now in the present. So for me, as I said, like, I'm not with the baby mama, like,
Yep.
But just having a great understanding, what's my whys, behind the things what I'm trying to do with the back three,
Yep.
just teaching kids. I always think about my son all the time. I wish he was here, but when down the track, I'm pretty sure he'll understand. I just want to be the best father I could, and show that if I can do that, he can do pretty much the same, but just do it better than what I did.
That's fucking awesome, man. That's so inspiring from that. And when, obviously, one of the things that I'm inspired about you as well is you haven't just gone to do anything. You're doing something that you're truly passionate about, and you feel, one, it comes from what you're extremely knowledgeable in, obviously with the back three. So for footy, for those who don't understand rugby union, just Google or jump on YouTube and look at the Digby highlights. But that's what you're coaching people to be better. And it's also inspiring because people have watched so many of your clips and grew up watching you, and now that you're there coaching them how to be better at that.
I think all this stuff comes down to my old man, because my old man was really big in rugby, and back in Melbourne, he would gather all the Samoan community, and he sort of found he has a funny way of connecting with people. So what he did, he found a rugby club called Endeavour Hills, and that's where he connected with a lot of Samoans. And that was a smart way, though. Like, how do you find your own kind of your background? So he went to this local club. It was Endeavour Hills, and that's where he did his networking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's amazing how someone with no English and doesn't drive a car, but he just was real smart in a way of connecting through rugby. So he went through Endeavour Hills with rugby, and then he went out to churches he wasn't Mormon, but he would go support his own people, go to Mormon church, go to 7 days. But he was just so good of connecting all the Samoans together. And that's where I sort of got that knowledge of understanding how do you relate with this back three. I think I got that from the old man. Just, he was so good at organising things through rugby, but that's what I'm trying to do with the back three. Share your knowledge while you can. Because trust me, if I didn't have my mum's understanding of investing, I don't think I'll be doing this back three. I'll be still playing. But that's what life's so beautiful. Like, you have good, you gotta have good people around you. You got, fortunately, it's mum and dad. The best. The best people that have, brought me upbringing, respect, love. But when he passed away, geez, I had to understand who I was. Like, rugby is done.
Yeah.
But and I told you, I got lost in the understand. I had to go through soul searching. Got to find my whys. Why am I doing this? There's got to be a reason why I'm going to do this. So,
how'd you go about doing that? Like, when you were at that point, it's like, what is next for me, or anything like that? What did you try different things, or did you just speak to different people? Or
I was thinking of going to Samoa, trying to help my old lady with her land, and then COVID happened, and it's been over 2 years. I haven't worked. But still, with properties, I was just collecting rent, which is good, but you still feel empty because you need to get your mind ticking. Like, you can't just do collect rent. That's boring. Yeah. But it was just coaching my nephews and my niece back here in Brisbane at Sunnybank, and I was just coaching them at home, and then more kids were just coming at the house, and my older brother Jay told me, you should go coach the kids. And I went, you know what, I'll probably I probably would go.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try, and I just loved it. And then I met my missus, my fiance Steph. She just took it to the next level with her support, and now here I am, just living life.
That's so awesome, man. I think that's so brilliant that you did that. And I think one thing as well because we got a lot of high performers in, or actually, let's just talk about this. Most people are chasing money. Like we come out of school going, I need to either be the best paid lawyer or be an athlete or whatever it is and just make bank. Like that's what we want. But there's plenty of people who make bank and they end up broke because they don't have someone like your mum to help teach you about investing or what to do with that money, to a point where, it's not actually about the money because, as you mentioned, you could have just lived off the rents.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny, when I first started, it wasn't about the money. It was just me trying to play at the highest level. And I think once you focus on that area, things will just, fall into places with money. And you just focus on being the best player you can be. You just let your manager, I don't know, managers these days, I don't know, they're a bit weird. But I left it to my mum, she goes, you just focus on playing footy and I'll focus on your off-field things like your bills and everything connected. All I got to do was just play rugby. Mum was she was the anchor and the leader. But she was amazing. She was so good. But as in contracts, you just got to have that person that understands where to invest your money.
Yep.
And you are going to go through stages where people will do you in the eye, but you don't hate them. It's just a turning point. It's learning. What did I take away from that? Well, I don't trust this person because he's done me wrong. But in life we do get ripped off, but you learn from it. That's the beauty of it.
Exactly. Yeah, the expensive lessons, some of them.
100%. And that was like when I think 70,000. She goes, son, at least it wasn't your contract. Just put it that way. And it's true, I'd rather lose that much than bloody like $500,000 or something.
That wouldn't be fun to do at all, that's for sure. Talking about like the biggest challenges for you throughout your career and just even over the last decade or so, I know when we were speaking on the phone, it was like being away from family, and as you've touched on heaps, like how close you were with your dad and your mum. It's like the relationship, from what you've mentioned, it sounds phenomenal. Like you have such an incredible bond. So when you obviously, played all around the world, how was that for you, like not having them by your side?
I've always had that relationship with like my family. Someone's really tight in that situation. I learned that when I got a scholarship, and that was a choice that I made. None of my parents forced me to go, but I saw it as a great opportunity because it was rugby. I saw the game at, I have a nephew who's older than me, that I watched one of his game at TSS. Yeah. They were playing against Nudge. I couldn't believe the atmosphere was like 10,000.
Crazy,
It was crazy. But I knew what I was getting myself into. But yeah, the hardest thing was family. Like I knew it was going to be hard. But as I got older, making rep teams, like making 21s, 19s, it got harder. But you do miss those moments where you can't make, birthdays, you can't make Easter or Christmas because, rugby, it's life at the moment. When you're playing at your peak, that's the sacrifice you got to make. You have to go through it to understand why you do it in the first place. But I knew that's a choice that I made, but that was one of the hardest though.
Yeah. It's one of making sacrifice for every decision we make. There's always
can't have it all.
Yeah. Fucking, I wish we could, but
no, but you can't. But that's life though. You got to sacrifice something to gain something. It's like drinking. You can't drink yourself every week because you're not going to perform. You can't have it both.
Yeah. Is there any, because you were saying, is it, how long till it's 2 years for you?
October.
Like that's unreal. Like,
yeah, well, I just know I'm not a good bloke.
Yeah.
It's just like we can talk, but just say you said something real, like trying to be a real smart ass or whatever. I can take jokes sober, but once alcohol hits me to a stage if I had too much, I can't take that. I'll try and hurt that person 10 times. And not physical. It's just words. A lot
come back.
Just come back at that person. I'll make that person cry. That's something I can't control. And I know all my fights back in the past, it's always been alcohol. I'm not an alcoholic. I just know if I have like 3 or 4 glasses, just another, I'm just a different person.
Yeah.
So that's why I choose not to drink. I don't mind my mates drinking. They think I'm trying to be a better person. Sorry. Like when I don't drink, they're like, "Oh, well, sorry, you're too cool." I said, "Nah, it's
on your
just
high horse, man."
Yeah, I said, "No, I'm not. It's just I'm not a good person. I'm not a good person, so I just choose not to drink."
Yeah, I think there's so many people. Like my worst moments have come from drugs or alcohol, and it's like for a long time you just don't think anything of it, and then you start really like connecting the dots. You're like, I was a dick here. That happened because this, and what's the one thing in common? Well, me for one, but the alcohol or whatever. It's like
because we try and make an excuse for ourselves to make us. Nah, that wasn't it. But that's in your head.
Yeah.
You're thinking, nah, it can't be the alcohol. But you're always gonna tell that lie to yourself because you want to drink. So that's a choice we make, though. But for me, it's just I just knew it was alcohol was the problem. But that's understand who you really are. Like, you know who you are, so don't do it. So that's where I sort of did that soul searching and the whole thing and everything connected, trying to find the best who I am the next day. Like, I'm trying to improve every time. Like, today I'll be the nice person, tomorrow will be different, So I'm just trying to be a better person every time.
Yeah, that's it. And you can't find it by being drunk all the time or being hungover or...
Alcohol will just numb it.
Yeah.
It will just hit you 10 times once you're sober again. And you're going to go in that kind of situation, depression, and it's not a good thing.
Fuck no. And it's like culturally, I think, I know, especially rugby culture even, it's like it's such a big thing.
It's a big thing because I never drank until I was 21.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't a big drinker. I heard I was rooming with Big Dow.
Yeah,
Big Dow never drank when he made it. I was rooming with him in 2005 with the Wallabies, and I was rooming with him, and I asked him so many questions. I think he was thinking, "Mate, go sleep, mate." But I was just, because he was killing it.
Yeah.
And he still is a big dog. But, like, what do? You got Big Dow with his red undies, and I'm just looking at it going, I'm like texting my mates, but they go, "Wow, what's it like?" Okay, mate, he's walking around with his undies. And, like, I was asking him questions like, when did you first drink? He goes, "Diggs, mate, I didn't drink until I made it." So I sort of thought, okay, I'm gonna put myself in that situation. I'll probably drink when I'm 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to ask those people, questions because you wanna do better. Like, you want to be them. Like, Tikiri, geez, I didn't want to play for Australia until I saw him.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the bigger picture. When I met Tikiri when I was 16, 17, I go, man, I just want to be this guy. But that's all of us, though, because we want to be someone. 100%. And I just saw his muscles, his physique.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this guy's like a god. I thought Big Dow, when I met Tikiri, I went, hey, this guy's got the world.
Yeah.
And that's someone that I, was my idol. And to this day, like, I did a classic wallaby last week on a Monday, Tuesday. It was just me and him and 2 wallaroos. Mm-hmm. We went out to the schools, and I'm just still buzzing. I was like, how good's life? He was like my hero, and still is my hero. So, and I was rooming with him with this 5 bedroom, this big house. It was just me and him.
Oh, man.
And he did my washing, all folded. And I went, you still are the man. But those guys you looked up to, and I still look up to him. He's doing, he's still killing it. Like, he's doing promos. He's helping me with the back 3 as well. Because he's still got to ask mates, how do you do this? How do you do this professionally? How do you get into schools? He's got all the hookups. And George Smith, that's why he's doing really well with his brand. So it's good to have these people around you because you used to look back at them when you're playing. Now, once they finish, now you still asking questions.
Yeah.
But life is so great though.
To learn, like I think there's a difference though between people look up to people and do the complete opposite, and there's people like you who ask questions and then just did exactly what they did.
I still ask questions, like no matter what situation you are in.
Yeah.
You think you got it all, but I'm this type of person. Just ask, like Chris Latham in rugby. I'll always ask questions. So, what do you do here? He's one of the guys that taught me watch your own games, analyze your game, and I've learned that off Latham.
Yeah,
because I thought, okay, I'll just play. That's it. I don't have to watch my opposite person. He was the one that showed me. So Latham was one of those intense players where he would watch his opposite every time, and I learned that off. I learned that off him. Don't just watch what you do. Watch your opponent. And a lot of things. It's all about asking, how do you do it? And you got to have those players around you, those people, what they're good at.
Yeah.
Ask them how they do it. You just got to try and figure out how to do it better.
Yeah, improve the game.
Improve the game. Like everyone says, oh man, you do that inside passes well of Will Gagnon and Quade Cooper. I copied all those off Latham. There's a guy named Rico Gear. How you got inside?
No, Rico, yeah.
Rico Gear, he got inside balls from Dan Carter. But all these things I've watched previous, but they're all Gregan does the inside style of Gregan. We worked it out with Will Gagnon. Everyone thinks it's me. I said, no, it's the previous players that I've copied, but how can I put my input into it and just try and do it better? But you gotta be so fit to do that. Hey?
Yeah.
You gotta have a big engine to follow Quade and Will. Go there. That's where I based my game was off those two boys. We did have a amazing team. Even Quade. You see, Quade plays best footy is when he has his players, players around him.
Yep.
And we had a good forward pack. Like we had guys run off Quade. Quade would just run off them. It was just amazing with Higginbotham, James Slippers, all these guys to make you look good, but it's part of the team. And that's what Link McKenzie brought to the Reds.
That's what I think was just even from a spectator watching you guys play, it was like you guys, it just looked like you were best of mates and you were playing like not park foot, like where you're just having fun with it, but everyone knew, like you just read each other so well that it looked effortless, but it was just carving teams up. I
think the biggest thing I've learned from Mackenzie, he was so big in, I think, energy.
Yep.
The vibe in the team. If you were a negative person, you don't spread that negative vibe. You go up to the person and you deal with it. And he was so good at doing that. If I had a problem with someone, we'll just go up to that person and it will be a slow dance, after each training. It was crazy, but that's how the bond we had within the team, that the culture was no one's bigger than the team. If we were to go out to some nightclub or wherever, we had to go as a team. We weren't allowed to go one-off. If anyone wanted to go back home, we will go home together as a team. That's what Link provided. He just was just a amazing coach and understanding in what we could do. Like I met Link for the first time, and the game plan is like, you got the free license to do whatever you want. This is why you're in the team. For some, like I didn't have to be someone.
Yeah.
I didn't have to play by his rules. He just said, mate, just go out there and do your thing. That's what that's why you're playing. That's why you're in the team at the moment. And he did that with a lot of the guys. Quade, you just be Quade. Don't need to be somebody you're not. Don't try and change the way who you are. This is you, and this is why you're in the team. And he didn't have no favourites.
Yep.
There will be guys with a lot of caps, but if you didn't perform, mate, you're out.
You get out.
So that's where it's weird to talk to Link, because I'll tell you this another funny story. We couldn't talk to Link because he just looked like a grumpy man.
Yeah, I know.
But on Twitter, we'll talk to him on Twitter.
That's your communication.
That's how we'll talk. Next day, we're going to meet him. No hellos. Did you say hello?
Tweet me, boys.
Yeah, I guess did you say hello? He goes, no hellos, mate. Yeah, but it was funny. Yeah. I talk about my old man. Man, we were talking to Link through Twitter. Well, the boys will tell you, Quaid, we just talk to him through Twitter. We talk so much on Twitter, but one-on-one, nah.
Fuck.
I was so scared to say hello. But he's a legend. He's a good coach.
Oh, yeah. It's a good rule for life. It's like just you're here for a reason. Just be who you want to be. You don't have to fit the mold of every other bloke out there. There's so many people that are trying to, myself included, I felt like I had to be a certain someone to fit in, and you become a miserable bastard in that process.
And once we try to compete, so say you play a wing, playing for a spot, we are competing for that spot, but we're competing against ourselves. So I'm not your enemy. A lot of people get that mixed up. So a lot of people think, geez, I don't like this guy's trying to take my spot. No, you need this guy. Yeah. You need these guys around you to push you to your limits. And that's where I got my satisfaction, was going against Rod Davis, Shipley.
He's lightning fast.
All these guys were so quick, but I needed these guys to push me where I'm at, because if I didn't have these guys, I'm not their enemy. They're my teammates, and we are fighting for that one spot. That's our goal. But without these guys, I wouldn't be that player. So it's crazy how life is. You thinking, they're your enemies. No, they're not your enemies. They're your mates. That's what mates do. They push you to the max where you can just be the best player you can. And even just going, I'm really looking forward the Super playing against New Zealand. This is where you're going to measure up.
Oh man, it's going to be
epic. Like, it's going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. But that's what I mean. You can't just keep playing. I know with Corona, you just can't be playing the same players, because how can you measure yourself?
And how can you improve the standard?
Yeah, for me, it was always my teammates, and also my benchmark was the All Blacks. If I could play the best against the All Blacks, I was winning.
And they're a quality side. I still remember Shipley, like in grade 12, the Nudgy backline was all Australian schoolboys. Like, they were slick.
Yeah, Shipley was a freak.
Oh, mate.
Even Chris Atia. Yeah. Sad to see him leave the Reds, but he was another kid coming through 2012.
Yeah. We
had a bet, the 40 meters sprint. I wasn't that quick, but I will kick everyone's ass in fitness. But everyone was putting their money on Rod Davis. I was going, maybe Shipley probably got him. But Marshy at that time was still is the trainer. He goes, we got one more contender. And we're like, who is it? He goes, Chris Atia. I go, this guy's got nothing. Again, me judgy. I go, this guy's got, mate. But he was running in these Chuck Taylors. He was going to race that, because he was the last guy to race. Marshy goes, mate, you're going to tie your lace up? I go, but there's no way this guy's going to beat these two guys, beat their time. And we were just in shock. So he made his point there. So in training, as he broke the line, I just give up. Keep running. It was that quick. We had to tell him to keep going, because he was just jogging.
Shit.
Yeah, mate, it was just too quick.
Where's he gone now?
I think he's gone to France.
Okay, yeah.
But man, straight out of school, man, he scored this amazing try. I think it was against the Lions, man. He was just
lightning
freak. Yeah, so he was one of the guys that I love to watch, and he would jump on board with me. I used to do a lot of extras.
Yep.
But he would come in, just do just cardios and stuff. I love doing fitness. That's my go-to fitness with Will Gagnon. But that's what got me going. And now I'm finding it hard to stop running. Like this morning, I'm gonna go back to Melbourne, help my old club play.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, so I missed my time. I run this block. I normally do it in 16 minutes. But I ran last week. I did it in 17:45.
Yep.
And then today I did it 17:25. I was angry. I missed this. got back. Because you're right. I said, nah, just angry. But do you know what I mean? Like, because you're going back into a system because you know you're gonna play again. And my missy goes, is Endeavour Hills the Wallabies, babe? I went, all right, you got me.
Yeah.
He goes, calm down. I said, you know, you're not playing for the Wallabies, but you still, you know, you get into that situation again where you're in the system again.
Yeah.
You just got to take away that time, and you're sweet. You love running, but for me, everything's by time.
Competitive.
It's crazy.
Standard.
Oh man, and I went and saw someone because I had to. I went and saw a guy. Not cancelling. It was just energy.
Yep.
Talks about breathing, and I told him. He goes, "You're all right." I said, "Nah, I had it around this morning. I just hate it." He goes, "Why?" I guess, I didn't beat my time like last year. I had a good time. It was 16 minutes, and he goes, "Mate." I said, "Why did you run first?" I said, "How did you get into running?" I said, I ran when I was 10 through my older brother." He goes, "Why did you run?" I said, "Because I enjoyed it." He goes, "Okay, and then what's different now?" I goes, well, at the Reds, but this at the Reds, it was timed." He goes, "Well, take away the time now because you're not playing." And I went,
Simple, but...
simple.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, geez. But now I'm back playing. I'm going to start playing in 2 weeks. I've put that time.
Is it a full season or what's it?
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to Melbourne every Thursday, and I'll fly back every Sunday. So I'm going to do that for the next 10 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so my old club's doing really well, and a lot of my old mates can't go over to Europe because of Corona.
Yep.
So they're playing there at the moment at my old club. And I'm like, geez, mate, if my old man was alive, he would tell me definitely go play. So I'm like, you know what? I really want to go back and join, you know.
Yeah. That's epic, man.
Play where you first started. So I played with this club when I was 5, and I left when I was 14 on a scholarship.
And will this be the first time you've played for...
Go back, yeah. So I'm going to finish this. So I'm pretty stoked.
Mate, that's going to be awesome.
And my missus goes, "You're crazy." I said, "Don't worry. I'm coming back on Sunday, then I go back on Thursday in the morning."
Far out, man. That's gonna be...
It's crazy. It's rugby, but if you think you still can do it, well, why not? You know,
100%. Because there'll become a time when you can't.
You can't. So I really, you know, my dream will be, mate, you can actually win this. So that's what I'm thinking in my
head.
Mate, in my
Premiership's coming
in
back.
my head.
It's on, man. What like with the back three, like how do people get involved in that? Like obviously for kids, right? And
so the back three, I like to take like 7s to 12-year-olds.
Yep.
I think it's just a lot easier. They don't question it; they just do it.
Yeah.
So it's like a positive habit.
Yep.
Well, I'm trying to teach them the basic skills, as in just breathing, even just running, passing, drawing them pass. It's just all basic. But when it comes to 14 and 15, Instagram, I think it's just too much. I think they think they're someone.
Yep.
They think they're the man, where I stay away from it. But I'm getting there slowly. Like, don't mind mentoring them, as in speaking. You know, it's not all flashy.
Yep.
You know, with the mental health, as in have a great understanding. Is this is what you really want? Some people don't make it at the age of 26, and they're still chasing.
Yeah.
When do you know you're not going to make it?
Yeah.
That's where I love to help them in a way. You know, get a job before. Get any job and have a great understanding why you want to play rugby. I worked at IGA for 2 weeks, and the owner told me, "Is this what you really want to do?" I said, "Nah."
No
but
way.
this is the things I learned in my journey. Like, you got to understand, man, working at IGA, and I'm not trying to say IGA was bad. It's just it wasn't for me. I just hated it. I just didn't like stacking shelf. And I was thinking, man, this is not what I pictured. I thought it was going to be fun. But, you know, just talking to the owner at that time, he goes, train hard and you'll see the end result. And mate, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
If you actually focus in what you want in life, mate, it will just come to you. But you really got to be patient. You just can't get it just like that. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, just keep driving. But have that understanding, when is the deadline. You understand, I'm not a rugby player.
Yeah.
A lot of people fall into that trap, thinking they're still going to make it. But that's life, though. That's for them to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the outcome's not guaranteed. But if you're passionate about getting into it, give it a crack.
Yeah, give it a crack, though. But there's people, they want the whole thing. They want to party. They want to drink. But they think they're still going to be a rugby player. Nah, it doesn't work like that. You got to sacrifice. If it's drinking, don't drink. Don't party. If you're injured, why are you still partying and drinking?
Yeah, that's fucking...
But that's what the society now, because they see the social media.
The flashy lifestyles.
But that's what rugby's about, though. Like, everyone wants to be a rugby player, but they don't want to do the hard yards.
To get there, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what even a fair bit of the stuff that you've shared, like you were talking about you and Will and people doing extras there, and you guys have already playing professional, but you're still doing extras. Still
doing it, but that's the habit you learn at an early stage. Like when you're 10 years old or 12, you got to... I was massive on running, and if it wasn't for my brother, he learnt this technique of John Kerwin, the All Blacks winger.
Yep.
Just breathing in your nose and out through your mouth.
Yep.
And my older brother told me, if you can master that, you'll be the fittest. And he wasn't wrong. Like, I still use that technique till today. Like when I run, breathing in and just controlling it, because it calms you down. You can run for ages. But those are the little things that, like kids don't know unless you go on YouTube. But I like to, share that knowledge with kids coming through. It doesn't have to be rugby, just having that basic skill set to get you through.
100%. I got one final question, because I know you got to zip off. But what's your definition of being a man? And I think for those tuning in for the first time, like the context, the reason why I ask everyone this is society previously has built up an idea of what we think being a man is, and too many blokes are ending their lives and not happy with, obviously it doesn't align with us, right? So understanding what it is for each individual, then we can find someone that we aspire to be like. Sort of like for you, it was Lottie to Kiri, where we have those role models and we understand what being a man means to them.
What it means to me is everyone's got a different answer. I think me, it's being true to yourself. I think understand who you are as a person, as we had a chat before, and just being loyal. We do have choices to be a good bloke or be a shit bloke, and that's where I take that. Where I've learnt a lot in the last 2 years, just having that understanding of what am I going to leave behind once I leave. I want my kids to do well when they get going with their life. Just do it better anytime they're feeling down. Your dad did this, man. I'm pretty sure he can do better. But it's just being loyal to yourself, be true to yourself, and have that. And we have choices. Be a better bloke.
Yeah.
And you're not a better bloke if you see you're being a shit person, but you don't learn from it. What's the point of living?
Yeah.
So what's your drive? Like, you're still doing that same repetition, but then excuses comes in. Well, it's not that. It's not the drinking.
The denial.
But that's it. It's just having a great understanding who you are as a person and just be loyal to yourself.
Yeah, and that requires work, but that's an awesome answer, man. So for people who want to find out about what you're doing and the back three and everything like that, where can they find out information?
Just on social media, again, on Instagram.
Yep.
I don't run it. It's my missus. She runs the show.
Yeah.
So, it's at back three as well, and there's back three at Facebook. So
I'll put all the links in the show notes and on YouTube and everything, so people can find it and reach out to you.
Thank you so much, man, for having me here. It's been awesome having a chat.
Mate, it's been epic getting to see what it's been like for you on what really went on. It's
life is so beautiful, mate. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Thanks for your time, bro.
Thank you so much, man. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to check out what Digby's up to, especially with the back three. I think it's an awesome thing. So if you've got young kids that want to improve their game, head over to the links in the bios that I've provided there to find more info out. Now, remember, this show does not grow without you guys, so I appreciate all of the support, and every time you share these episodes on your social media, recommend it to your mates and work colleagues. It is a huge thing because, once again, we wouldn't be here without you, and I love being able to interview guests and share tools and conversations that help men take their life to the next level. And today's episode with Digby just did that, really getting to understand the ins and outs of what drove him as an individual and as a man, but also, what it's like when you're going through that professional system and the importance of having a good team around you. So remember, if you love the episode, share it. We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachlan Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.